What's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here, just to give you some of my thoughts on Killjoys Season 3, as well as Killjoys Season 4.
What's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Hey, I'm Sylvia Saska.
And I'm Jen Saska.
And we're the Saska Sisters. Get in! Get a part of this! Subscribe the little butt down there! Look.
And yes, just like I reviewed a couple seasons of The Americans together, we're going to be talking a little bit about a couple seasons of the Killjoys together, or Killjoys, excuse me. As I just wanted to keep watching, and I didn't really get much of a window with my job and other videos I was doing to just talk about the season individually, unfortunately. But I think they kind of go hand in hand pretty well, in unison. So it's not like it's jarring to talk about both these seasons together, since it's pretty well, tied together anyway. But yeah, I haven't talked about Killjoys in a while. I reviewed the first season in a QMR video I did quite a while ago. One of my quick movie reviews, or quick review videos, basically included a few things. And I reviewed season 2 probably within a few months ago or something like that. Or it might have been last year, I forget. But ever since then, I finally have gotten back on the wagon, and I gotta say, I've really been enjoying Killjoys. I mean, I think Hannah John Kamen's character Dutch alone, she is just such a fucking legend. I just gotta say that. I think she's such a great character. She's by far my favorite character on the show. I think she's within my favorite, TV characters of all time now at this point. There's just been so many great, female lead characters on TV in recent years, from, Michonne of The Walking Dead, of Lagatha on Vikings, Vanessa on Van Helsing, Elizabeth and the Americans, which is another show I've loved catching up on, that I've missed out on. I could go on and on, characters from Game of Thrones for sure, and just different things like that, and Dutch is one of them for me. And John Kamen, it's such a fun show. It is, still so it's like a camp fun factor to it, like intergalactic bounty hunters, right? But I've just been so pleased with where they've actually taken this show. And now I know, and again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of both these seasons, or either of them necessarily. That'd take too long, and it's about 5 a.m. by the way. For some reason, I have a habit of doing these videos at 5 in the morning. But I just wanted to give my general thoughts on, both of them anyway. And, both of them in kind of like a general, grand sense anyway. But I've just been so pleased with where they've taken this show. I mean, you still have your fun factor to it for sure, and I've seen some people complain that they don't like how it got away from just, the Warrens and stuff like that. Like, how dare they have, a grander, overarching building story, But you see, if they just did the, Warrens every episode and had less focus on the main plot, then people would really complain about that too, so, but, you don't forget the nature, they're the basis of the characters, and that's what the Killjoy thing is. It's a basis for what, these characters can actually bring, and, not that the occupation isn't important, but, so with the Neela and the lady and stuff like that, it's really built a bigger scale story for itself. With them going into war against Neela in season 3, and just how personal connection Dutch discovered with that. finding out that she was basically born out of, Anila's plasma, right? So they're bonded. Anila's sort of like her mother, but they're more so like sisters, or Dutch is sort of a clone of Anila's. Which, I've actually made some sense of at this point. It's not as weird as how, for some reason I forget her name. Probably because it's 5 in the morning, Jacob. Let's see, okay. Freezing. Let me just get a little bit further. Just need to look at one picture of her and I know I'm going to know it when I see it. Sorry about this, guys. Alright, yeah, Dulcea. Yep. So after the whole Potter thing, she and Anila end up being pretty close, and that's primary focus of the season. Also, Anila's right hand. He was recently in the Saska Sisters' excellent remake of Rabid, by the way, so check him out in that. That's sort of trying to play Game of Thrones with Dulcea and Anila, by the way, in this season and everything. That romance was, pretty good, a little weird, just because we're so used to seeing John Gaiman, as Dutch, but even, Dulcea is thrown off at all. Of course, Johnny, he's coming down off of everything that happened in season 2, so he's kind of off with Clara. But yeah, something happened with the actress. I think, some scheduling issues, so I had to change the actress for who did fine, but I didn't really like her as much. I think I could pick someone who resembled her a little bit more. I don't know. I've also seen the actress in things like American Gothic, so I imagine she was getting more roles or something, so it was a little bit weird, but we didn't see much of the Clara character this season after this anyway. And they had some new recruits they were trying to train. The shaggier haired guy, I don't remember his name because most of them end up dying. But I've seen him in a number of sci-fi shows like Continuum and some others. At first I thought Zeph was a bit much. Why do we need like a techie character on the show when we have Johnny who's capable of doing everything? And the character kind of felt a bit forced to me for a little while, but I've warmed up to her, especially in season 4. She's become a bit more natural, kind of gels with the rest of the Team Awesome Force a little bit more. So I did really enjoy season 3. I think it had a good steady build to it. And then, of course, you have some great depth and nuance brought with Dutch in both of these seasons. I enjoyed that, and the ending to it was pretty good. And you have a lot played on the Klein thing with Klein, dying at the end of season 2, and kind of what's left over and how Dutch, feels about him at this point. Maybe it's okay to, miss him, despite all his, issues. I really did turn out that Klein did care for her in his way, and I've absolutely loved that and how that turned out. It's still playing a factor in season 4 and 5 and onward, so I really like that. I think I'm not going to talk about everything, but I did really like season 3. Season 4, I really liked as well. Like I said, they go pretty well hand in hand. Although I don't know if it was quite as maybe. I'm not sure if it was quite as well constructed as season 3. I'm not sure. Like I said, they go hand in hand pretty well, so I'm basically just picking preferences at this point. I'm not sure I'm into the whole lady thing I am yet. I wish she was I wish she was like a separate entity instead of just seeing her as other characters and actresses and stuff like that. It feels a little like a bit of a trope to have a threat like that. I don't know, but I believe in the overarching general threat of her. I just kind of want her to kind of be more of an individual villain standout sort of thing. I don't know. But I know it's like this greater, again, overarching thing. Finding out about their mother and stuff like that was decent. I thought the actress was kind of she was decent, but a little bit random. I wasn't so sure about the casting for a little bit. You also see the Jacoby's dad this season, played by an actor who's also been in a number of other sci-fi shows, even my all-time favorite show, the US version of Being Human. he played a brief role in that. He was named Pete. See, I remember his name in that, but I don't remember his name in this. But he was, Johnny and Davin's dad. Of course, you have Davin doing the mind thing, and him and Dutch sort of connecting, then having issues, and but they actually remained pretty consistent with each other, as the season went on, which I was happy about. And then of course, the son with Dulcea and such. I wasn't sure if we really needed like a kid dynamic on the show, but it's actually been pretty decent so far, so I didn't mind that this season either. Seeing Klein again in that that mind realm, I know it's not what it's called, in the green, was enjoyable as well. I hope we get like a real connection between Klein and Dutch again before the end of the series. I have season 5 on Blu-ray on the way, so that should hopefully be here within a week or so. Just somehow, let's make that happen. And again, in both these seasons, there's good action, some good fight scenes, good standout fight scenes for Dutch as always. I really, again, fucking love Hannah John Gaiman. She's just excellent. I also did enjoy the addition of Pip. He became surprisingly kind of an endearing character. His sacrifice is actually, pretty good. I thought that was fairly well handled. I like his relationship with Zeph. I was glad they didn't really go like a Zeph and Johnny way or something. And again, I just like how much they harken back to how much Johnny and Dutch mean to each other, like even above what Dutch kind of has with Davin, which is something different. But I like how much emphasis actually placed on Johnny and Dutch's history sometimes. I think it's really sweet and really respectful to what the show is sort of started with, and what it's what it really should be. At least with the connection between the characters, I think it's played on that really nicely. Like, it's kind of exceeded what you might think going into the vibe you get from the show. Some really nice character work, some really nice character investment. That, again, this is general praise for the show. No, I'm not talking about the season too much specifically right now, but I just can't say enough about how much fun I have with the show, and then I get surprisingly attached to it, especially with Dutch and everything. Really nicely realized nuanced character with her, and then again you can kind of just have that fun entertainment value of the show too. So I'd give both these seasons a B+, if not drifting into A- range. I really liked both of them. I thought they were both that good. Yeah, and please, by all means, if you want to talk more about it, feel free to. Leave a comment below, and you can talk more about specifics of season 4 or season 3. It's up to you. So like I said, I will be starting to watch season 5 soon, and within a month or so after that, I will probably be doing a video, so look forward to that. I was looking up something to be specific. To be sure I talked about something. So have you guys been doing okay with this little thing going on, by the way? I've been thinking about doing a video on that, but we'll see. Yeah. I think I liked how the Neela story kind of coincided, and they didn't really go back on Neela and Dutch's understanding with each other, but it seems like the ladies escaped into the reality anyway. Disguised as Neela, so you have that kind of good Dutch, evil Dutch thing going again, if you want to call it that. But Neela herself, we'll see if she resurfaces in season 5. So yeah. Let me to see as well. Yeah, but yeah, I also want to mention Turin. He's another actor I've seen in quite a number of shows, and both minor and kind of supporting-ish roles. Patrick Garrow, actually got his name right there. I've seen him in something like Slasher Season 1 with Katie McGraw and just various other things over the years. So it's been good to see him get an increasingly important role in Killjoys, where he's actually around for a while. So I like him, and you just thought he's an asshole that's going to be killed off at some point, and yeah, he is an asshole, but he's part of him now. Ginger and stuff like that. So yeah. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and again, I apologize. I know this isn't really the greatest review ever, but I just want to sort of sing my general praises for the show, and maybe still get a little sleep before work. It's my own bad habit, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.